everyone, it's Renee from Lovely Lavender Wishes. I wanted to try something today. I'm going to take you on this experiment. I was told, or I read somewhere, that if you have these embossing plates, and I've had a few, but I don't have any of the machines. I've got a couple Tim Holtz, and I don't have a Siskiyou machine or an embossing machine or anything, so they have been sitting in my drawers, and I haven't been using them really. I mean, every once in a while I'll do something with them, but they've just been kind of sitting there. So I read just recently that if you have just something heavy, so like a rolling pin or something like that. Even I saw somebody use a rock. So if you don't have one of those expensive machines, but you do have a few of embossing folders just laying around, there's still a way that you can emboss. So let's experiment with this. So I was told that if you take, let's just take this one, it's like a little flourish. If you take your piece of paper and put it in like normal, and then take your rolling pin and roll it. And I don't know how hard you need to press, so sorry, the camera's probably moving because it's attached to my table. But we are going to press. I'm pressing pretty hard, but not like super hard. So let's see what happens here. If it actually, I don't even know how long I'm supposed to roll it. Well, as you can see, look at that. I don't need one of those expensive machines to get my embossed paper. Now, someone also said that if you dampen the paper with a little bit of water and do it, it should work as well, and it should come out clear. So let's compare. So I'm gonna dampen this paper, and I don't know how much water I'm supposed to put on here, but we will see. So let's do it this way. We'll see what happens. So I'm rolling it again. So this will be perfect. Now, if I don't need to because I've been kind of looking at the machines, but they do get kind of pricey, like the Siskiyou Big Shot and all those get kind of pricey. And wow, look at that. That one did come out. I don't know if y'all can see that. It came out a lot clearer. I mean, this came out pretty good too. But look at how much sharper. And that was just by dampening the paper just a little bit. So look at that. It works. I was also told, so let's see. Oh, so I did do this one earlier. You can see the difference. I tried different papers as well. This is a scrapbook piece of white kind of cardstock. It's not too thick. I did try a thin, like regular just copy paper. That didn't work at all. So you do need some kind of at least a little bit thicker paper. This was without water on a bigger one. On this one, this Tim Holtz, I don't even know which one this is. But this was without water. This was with water, and that definitely worked on this paper a lot better. So without water, came out just a little bit. With water, just a little spritz of water. So also, I was gonna try this. Now I have these as well. These are letterpress plates from, let's see, from We Are Memory Keepers. And I've had these and they've just been sitting around. I don't have a jelly plater or any of those like pressing machines or anything, but I've had a couple of these. I was gifted these from somebody who wasn't using them, probably because of the same reason. And so mine have just been sitting here. So I decided I was gonna try to roll it on this and see if that works. I don't think it's gonna work as well because it's not a folder, but let's just see if it'll work a little bit. Let's do that. So rolling the pin over the paper, and let's see if any kind of impression. Just a little. I don't know if y'all can see that. Barely came out. So I think you definitely need an embossing folder. You need to be pressed on both sides, I guess. You can't just have like a letterpress plate. But I wanted to try something else because if you have a stylus, usually these can really get in the grooves. It is gonna probably mess up your paper a little. I should probably try, let's try wetting this paper first and see if that'll work. Let's try this end. Let's try wetting. So we're gonna wet the paper and roll it first and see if that changes anything. Not much, a little bit. A little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not as pronounced as this with the actual folder, the actual embossing folder. But let me try, I wanted to try the stylus because you can get into like the small grooves. So let's do this butterfly. So one thing you can do with a stylus is kind of run it over. So if you have a plate like this or some kind of raised, this is kind of like, you know, when you used to go, I don't know if you guys all did this, but you'd go to a graveyard back in the day and you would do rubbings, or, you know, it didn't have to be a graveyard. We went to graveyards, but, and you just did rubbings, like crayon rubbings over things. That's kind of like what this does. But with a stylus, you can kind of go around. If you know where the ends are, you can go and get deep into the grooves with a stylus and kind of follow along with the whatever it is that you are, you know, going around here. So this is this side, but this is the side that I really would like. Oh yeah, see, that works with the stylus. You can get a lot more detail. So this is something you can do as well. If you have a stylus or something sharp or pointy or even a stick. Like I said, a lady used a rock for these. She was just rubbing rocks over them. Or you can use like your bone folder. So bone folder, let's try, I'm gonna try just kind of going like this with the bone folder. See what happens. So this might be another way you can get like a little bit of dimension on your papers. And if you don't have one of those machines, I mean, it takes a little elbow grease, but so do those machines, I guess. I mean, you gotta crank it through. Wow, look at that. I don't know if you can see, it turned out pretty good. I shifted it a little, you can see. So you have to make sure that you hold your paper straight. This was the one done with the stylus. As you can see, when you use this stylus and you get deep into the grooves, you can get a deeper impression versus the bone folder. But let's see if we go, let's just do a couple here. And if I get really deep, if I push hard and get deep into the little crevices, might get the same look. But this is just, you know, having fun, trying to figure out, you know, I told you I'm all about using what you have at home, and I haven't bought a machine yet. I haven't had the chance to go get one, but I've had these things laying around and I hate that they're just sitting here and not being used, and I really want to use them. Oh wow, that one turned out good. Look at that. So you flip it over and you have your embossed paper. So actually, if you have just a plate and you don't have the embossed folder, this will work as long as you're pressing, probably not with something like this, but you need something a little bit more detailed, something that you can get in the crevices with a little bit better, something like this. So if you have any kind of letterpress plates or anything raised, you can do this. Kind of like making rubbings, like when we were kids. So, hey, well, that worked. Let's try, I was gonna try, oh, I did try this one earlier. I'm gonna try this one again, or this one. This is not, let's see, I had this one, which is not a Tim Holtz one. This is just some embossing folder that I got from, I think, Tuesday Morning for like $1, y'all, like $1.49 or $1.99 or I don't know, something like that. Let me grab another piece of paper. Let's see how this one will work without water. And I've had it here and I've never used it. It's brand new because I don't have the machine, but let's see if this will this will work. Let's see. Okay. A little bit. You can see it. Can y'all see? The light's not that great. You can see it a little bit, but I bet if we'll do a compare and contrast here. I bet if we just spritz a little water on it and do it, I bet it's gonna turn out better. So hey, here's proof in front of your eyes that you guys don't need a machine. You can just, if you have just something hard, maybe like a rolling pin or just, you know, something that you can roll over it, or even, you know, like a rock. That might work, who knows. Haven't tried a rock. Oh wow, look at that. That one worked really well. I didn't press as hard down here apparently, but look at that. So comparatively, that, it was this way. So that was without water, and this was with just a little spritz of water. So you can definitely do these, just do a little spritz of water on your paper. And I think it works better with some kind of maybe a little bit of cardstock, because I don't, let me see if I have a piece of, here's a piece of regular paper. Let me tear this. This is just copy paper. Let me spritz it a little bit, and we'll put it in here, and we'll try. Somehow, I don't think copy paper is going to work, or a thin paper. It's gonna have to be at least a little bit, like a little cardstock or something. But I might be wrong. Hey, I am wrong. Look at that, y'all. There you go, it does work. Actually looks better, maybe because the paper is so thin. Look at that. Proven wrong right here. Wow, that worked really well. Just need to get it wet a little bit. Because I think if you do it without, this is totally dry right here. I don't know. But who knows, I might be wrong again. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it comes up a little bit. But again, barely see that. It comes up a little bit, but it's definitely more pronounced when you spritz it with water. So there you go, y'all. So if any of you have any of these embossing folders around, but you don't have a machine, who knew? Get a rolling pin, get a rock, get a bone folder, a stylus. I wonder if even we use a bone folder. I just want to see if this will work if we don't have a rolling pin. Let's move all this. Come on. Let me just see. It feels a lot different with the bone folder trying to do it this way, but we'll see what happens. I guess as long as you're pressing hard enough. Look at that, it still works. So you don't even have to have a rolling pin. Anything hard, anything that you could rub up against. And it's definitely a lot easier if you spritz your paper. So there you have it. Even a rock will work, I'm assuming now. Anything that you could press down and rub it. So this is great news for me because these have been, like I said, these have been sitting in my drawer forever and I haven't been using them. But now I'm going to start using them because I have a rolling pin, I have a bone folder, I have a stylus. I could figure out ways that I can use these, whether they're just little images like this. You know, and this would be perfect. Let's see. This would be perfect with the stylus. And I was even told that you can do these with the cut, what are those? The metal things that you use to cut out images with. I forgot what they're called. But you know, the little metal I was told that if you have one and you don't have a machine and you press hard enough, like a lady did show, she did it with a rock again. If you have something that you can just press really hard and get the paper through that cutter, you don't really have to have a machine for that as well. I mean, I'm sure the machines are great, and one day I probably will get one, but as for now, since I don't have one, this is a perfect DIY way of using what I have. And look at that. And there you have that. That's with the stylus. Something that I can get into the little grooves with. That's what will make this dimension. It'll make it stand out a little bit more. So, there we go. Our experiment worked. So I'm excited, so now I can use all this stuff and it's not just sitting there being unused, because I hate when I have things and they're not being used. So hope this helped some of y'all. If you have any of these, you know, experiment, play around with it, see what you can do, and I will definitely be using my embossing folders this way and getting some more dimension on my papers. So anyways, y'all have a very blessed day. I will talk to y'all later. See you next time. Bye.